Hello everybody and welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are as always your hosts Arne and Carlos, and today we're going to do an update on the garden.
Yes, a little bit background on why we're doing an update so early. This is the first time ever that we can do an update in the end of May, beginning of June. It's unbelievable. So May was incredibly warm here in Norway. We had a heat wave.
Yeah.
And when we got back from the UK about 7 days ago, it started to rain quite a lot.
Yeah.
So we had heavy rain combined with heat. And this year, I think I can safely say that we're about 4 weeks earlier than what we usually are. The garden is looking pretty green and pretty
I've never
amazing.
seen it like this. It's the 1st of June when we filmed this.
Yeah.
And it's not real. Like, look at the purple ones are blooming, and the giant what you call that again? Liljekonval.
Oh, the lily of the valley.
Lily of the valley. The giant ones are blooming, and this bush is blooming.
Yeah.
The yellow flowers. All
The
these
bells,
things
yeah.
normally bloom in June.
Well, it is June.
But it
But
started
later,
in
yes.
May, like later in June. So
Yeah.
this is very strange. And we brought out some of the some books from. I think most of these are from gardens we went to.
Yes.
Because
so we wanted to show you this before we do the garden tour.
Yeah, because we came back from England with a lot of inspiration. And I think one of the gardens that made, for me, I think it was Great Dixter.
Which we've visited before,
Yeah.
but it was so much better this time than the first time we went.
And the guy who owned it was Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, he passed away, but they still run the garden. And it's not the National Trust garden, it's a private.
Yeah, well, it's
another organization.
It's a foundation, yeah.
Or a foundation,
and
yeah.
The head gardener, his name is Garrett, and it was funny because we've seen a lot of YouTube videos on Great Dixter. As you may know, we are very interested in gardening. So we watched Garrett in many YouTube videos, and we just happened to be in Great Dixter on May 17th, which is Constitution Day. We obviously had flags with us.
Of course. You can.
Everybody knew there were Norwegians there. And Garrett himself congratulated us on Norway Day. And when he talked to me, I was kind of fangirling.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, he talked to me. He knows me. He talked to me. It was quite funny.
And I think our friend Larry, he had a flag. We brought him a flag.
And he gave it to Garrett.
Lynette was waiting outside. His wife was waiting on the bench outside the building when he was in there. And Garrett borrowed the flag.
To
and
wave
he
it.
was waving. Happy
Yeah.
Constitution Day.
So it
And
was funny. I
that was
mean,
funny.
a YouTube personality that we admire, and suddenly he's talking to us. I was like, he talked to us. Oh my God.
to us.
It's quite funny.
So this summer we will do things a little bit different in the garden, inspired of the Great Dixter. And when we saw some of the plants that we think about as weed in between the summer flower or the perennial flowers and the summer flowers, I think we should try to keep some of them if they're not killing
Yeah.
the other plants, because it is actually quite interesting and beautiful.
They looked really nice.
Yeah.
Many things that we would probably previous years take out, we're going to keep. So that's very exciting.
So I already spotted some that we should leave because
Yeah.
they seem to be in a nice place. So the garden will look different this year.
I think so too.
And we also bought some summer flowers, annual flowers. So that's just the beginning. We will put some of those in between the plants. So there will be more plants in the beds.
Yeah.
Because that's also something we saw in these gardens that really inspired us.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of other places we went to. I mean, one of our perennial favorites is Heatwave Gardens in Gloucestershire. Lawrence Johnston was a design genius. He was an amateur, but he was a garden design genius. And one of the things that he does a lot, or did a lot, and very well, was put gates and things of interest. Beyond that is really nothing. It's just, you know, emptiness.
You feel that there's
But it draws the eye. And yeah, he was a genius. Very beautiful garden. Highly recommended.
And then we went to, how do you pronounce that? Hever?
Hever Castle.
Hever Castle, the childhood home of Anne Boleyn. Yeah, this garden was not so interesting, but the house.
Well, the Italian garden that Astor built was quite nice.
Oh yeah, that was in that place.
Yes.
That was nice.
That was quite
yeah.
beautiful. It had all the statues,
Yeah.
the Roman statues. It's quite beautiful.
I forgot about that garden.
Yeah, you were thinking about the maze.
Yeah, the maze.
Yeah.
But the house was very interesting. And I like it when you can actually see a garden and a house, because you get like more feeling of the people who live there when you see both.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And then we also went to Sissinghurst first. This garden, which is really beautiful and a lot of inspiration.
It was very crowded because it was a Saturday,
Yeah.
so it was quite crowded. But we were actually able to get in very early in the morning at opening time.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too crowded. We had the white garden all to ourselves actually before people started to come in, but there was a queue to go to the tower. You had gone early.
Yeah, I went as quick as I went in there because there were no queue.
I didn't think about that, and I had to wait for 10 minutes, but it was okay. 10 minutes is not much.
So I think we came home with a lot of inspiration this time.
Yeah.
And
This one was also very nice. Kiftsgate Courts Gardens.
yeah, this one we had never seen, and that is quite amazing because we've been to Heathcote many times, and this is just down the road.
It's on the other side of the road.
Exactly. So it's so close to Heathcote, and that was also an interesting garden because it was in different
Levels,
Levels. So very nice place.
Yeah, we enjoyed this garden a lot.
Yeah.
And also Burton House Garden. This is the one we went to when it was raining quite heavily. Would have loved to have seen it again in not rain because it looks different. Beautiful photos though.
Yeah, and this was a smaller garden, so it was easier to see everything. And they had a really nice greenhouse there. It was very beautiful.
And we also went to Broughton Castle, where they recorded parts of Shakespeare in Love. It's actually the Fiennes family who own it, and Joseph Fiennes, who actually played Shakespeare in Shakespeare in Love, is a cousin of the owner of the manor, or the castle. So this was quite fun as well.
And they also had a really nice
Yeah,
garden.
they had a beautiful walled garden. It was actually quite stunning. So yeah, it was a great trip, and we brought a lot of inspiration
We're boiling in
for our
right
garden. And surprisingly enough, we were expecting to come back to brown season. Instead, we have green season.
Yes.
Now, we do have to mention that we have a lot of weed on our paths now, our stone paths. The reason is that last year was a very wet summer, and we weren't able to. I mean, we kept weeding, but things would just grow very fast. So there's a lot of weeds now that we need to remove. So it's not that we're keeping all the weeds. Some of them,
these have to go.
some of them have to go. I like the moss though on the bricks. I do like that, and it's kind of like a warning: be careful, slippery when wet.
Yeah, I started to clean a little part over there.
Yeah, well, let's show everybody what we've done.
Yeah, and we can bring the summer flowers and see if we find some open spots. These are for the greenhouse.
The dahlias.
The dahlias. So I actually had to. I removed a rock under this tree. So I'm going to fill up with soil, and the rest of the soil goes for the dahlia. Because we have to do something here because this Veronica is almost dying.
She was one of the first we planted, actually.
Yeah. And this is something my great-grandmother had when I grew up. So I got it from my mother. But I have saved some of them, and they are in pots right now, and we're going to put them in a new bed.
Yeah.
But the ferns and this is actually more or less killing them. And this is really hard to get rid of. So, but the ferns are beautiful.
Yep. So we go.
Yes. And I think, Carlos, that in this place we can have one of the purple ones, because this is something that will hang over the rocks.
That'll be nice.
So I was thinking we could put one under here with this one.
That'll be pretty.
I think it will be nice down here.
May I ask what's in the pots?
These are seeds I brought back from England.
Oh, okay.
And these are actually starting to grow now.
Very quickly, huh?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different poppies, and this is called Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate. And these are, no, they're from Great Dixter actually.
Ah.
But I think I will have them here, so I kind of know where they are.
So yeah, there's we have a lot of weeding to do on the paths, that's for sure. But we'll show you what it looks like when it is done, because we've actually started already. So we've done an area here where we have removed all the bricks and put some thick paper underneath to see if that can kill some of the weed.
So I finished this part and I will work my way over to the stones or the sand, and then
the gravel.
And then I will remove that place with all the lövtan.
Yeah, although the yellow flowers are nice. I don't know the name in English.
Spread all over.
A yellow flower.
Yeah.
That is considered weed.
But this one, Carlos, I think we should have one of these behind here. Because here is nothing here. Or maybe we put both of them here, in between the ferns.
You decide, up to you.
So give me one more, we put them there. And then we just add more. And we already planted more perennial flowers in between to make it more crowdy. So we have white Siberian lilies and some, what did we buy? It's a good question. I don't remember. Lieutenant's heart.
Yes.
Is that the word?
I think so.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, you're seeing the garden very early in the season. Usually when you see it, it's already a big jungle here. So it is looking a little bit different than it usually does.
But look at the rhododendron is blooming now. 1st of June, that is early up here.
Up here, yeah, because we're very high up in the mountains, yes.
Normally they bloom around midsummer. And this is a wild geranium. It will have white flowers. And I found this in the woods when I walked Freya. So this one really like it over there. Yeah.
So you guys will have to forgive the mess, but we are building the extension. So our terrace is not very good looking right now. We're not actually using it. There's scaffolding and there's a lot of stuff that the carpenters are using our terrace for. So it's not for sitting right now.
We leave this one here because we have to find a place for this one in this garden.
Yeah. So ignore this, please. But here is the first view of the extension. You've never seen this before because we've never shown it before.
And this part has never been finished. We had a lot of these big leaves, and it's called pest root, and it spreads all over, so it's a pest. And this summer we will spend time removing all the pest roots from this part, and we will
building up a new flower bed.
And we're going to have to remove the tree, because that tree will block the view from the dining room.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do this year. But this will take a long time because these roots, they are really hard to get rid of. And we have started. So we just have to wait and see if there's more coming up. But I think it will be fine.
Yeah.
In the
and
end
then
of the summer.
you have to use your imagination. But when you're sitting in that room, in the toilet, this is the view. It's a pretty good view, I have to say. We're going to put Roman blinds there. But you do have to plan. You don't, even though if you're shy and you want to go to the toilet, you need to plan a little bit in advance because you need to pull the blinds down before you sit down. And so you
don't need to be in a hurry.
You have to be not in a hurry.
Then you have to go upstairs.
Yeah. And forgive the mess again. Building.
And we have a lot of leftover wood for the because we're going to build these two houses together, and we have more than enough wood now with the stuff. What do you call that?
Scaffolding.
Scaffolding. So that's another year.
So we're doing no mow May. We're doing no mow May. We haven't mown the lawn in May, so Rob hasn't started his job yet, and we are not sure that Rob has a job because apparently he needs an update. So we need to plug something up his behind and put it connected with the computer, and then it has to update because he's not working with the app anymore, which is a nightmare. So we might have to fire Rob or replace him with a new Rob, which will be terrible because we love him.
Look behind you. This is not not down on you. Behind. Look, this is record, Carlos.
Oh, wow.
The peonies, I think they bloom in spring other places in Norway, but never up here. And there's a lot of flowers on it.
And look who's come to say hello. Hello, everybody. Mwah. Hi, Freya. Yeah, she's looking after us and making sure there's no moose. Huh?
Moose, moose.
Moose, moose.
And up here we have...
Anyway, you were saying peonies in July usually here where we live.
But
this year they will be in June.
Early. And on this part is what Carlos is cleaning every spring. It's a lot of work because there's so much weeds in between in the sand or the gravel. But you're finished now, aren't you?
Yeah. The only thing I'm considering, because we love the geraniums, we collect them. And we might actually need to remove these. Not those. I think we're going to keep those.
But that one and these maybe. But we're making a new flower bed where the...
Yeah, but I don't mind this, but that one maybe...
Then we can put it in the new bed.
Yeah.
And then we had to remove one of the clematis because the mice had eaten all the branches.
But
so
probably it's still
dead.
alive.
Yeah, there are new coming up from the roots.
New shoots?
New shoots.
Yep.
So it will only be thicker.
Yeah, what doesn't kill it makes it stronger.
And over here we have the blue clematis, which is blooming really nice now.
This is Clematis alpina, so it's Alp clematis from the Alps. And yeah, it's usually here it blooms in the middle of June, but we already have quite a lot of blooming and it's looking beautiful. Yeah. And we haven't actually trimmed it because usually we have plants that grow over it, so it doesn't matter. But this year I'm going to top it off so that it starts bushing and growing kind of that way.
And then we have a pink one that we bought last year. And it survived the winter, and there's one bloom. So there will be pink on that side and blue on that side.
Yeah. Let's go quickly into the greenhouse.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that is actually at the right time. We start our greenhouse season in the end of May. And we've already cleared it up because we use the greenhouse as winter storage. We can't have anything here in winter because it's the coldest place in the whole house and in the whole grounds. But we've cleaned it up, almost. We brought some geraniums or some pelargoniums that were on vacation. We brought them in here. Our lemon tree has already arrived as well. And then we brought some, we got these today. We got them at the supermarket.
I think it's Lobelia.
Yeah, just to bring in a little bit of flower and a few new geraniums as well that we've just put there. They still need to be planted.
And there's some tomatoes and cucumber.
Yeah, I got some San Marzano tomatoes from Italy. I love those. Those are my favorite tomatoes. I got 2 San Marzano tomato plants, and then I got 2 cherry tomato plants, and then we've got 2 different kinds of cucumber.
Oh, so we have to put them in pots along this wall.
Yeah, and then we have a blind that needs replacing, and we're going to put blinds here as well.
So we put up these because it gets so warm in there, so we used these old blinds, but that one is dying right now.
That blind is...
I tried to fix it once, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
so.
no, we need to fix that. Anyway, greenhouse is on its way as well. Give it another week and it will actually look really good. So yeah, keep in mind that this is very early in the season and we usually start gardening now. And we've already worked quite hard to clear everything up. Yep. And yeah, the question is, Rob, is he up to the job or does he need retiring?
Should we take him out?
We should, yeah, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's take Rob out of his Sleeping Beauty.
See if he works.
Well, he will work. It's just that he's not working with the app, so he does need that cable up his whatever bottom.
Let's go and get Rob from the winter vacation place.
So do you go get him?
Rob, da. Vi bør ikke gå over til deg, kanskje. Vi trenger ikke ha med kjøkkenhagen, kanskje.
Nei, det er jo ikke så fint.
Jeg er på å bygge nytt insekthotell.
Ja, for det er jo litt gøy å se at den faktisk ikke virker, og så bare, oh, we have to fix this. Bye.
Oh, we have to buy a new Rob. Skal jeg gå og hente den?
Ja. Det blir en sånn cliffhanger.
Her er så mye her gående som skal være med til Japan.
Det bør ikke være ute, Arne.
Nei, vi må ta det bort i pakkehuset, tenkte jeg.
Nei, ta det i badehus. Ta det bare inn i badehuset og la det være.
Ja, jeg setter det på gulvet, da må du ikke stupe.
Du må leve med det der, Erik. Jeg er bare så redd at garnet skal bli spist av mus, Arne.
Ja.
Det vet vi ikke, men vi hadde jo nyttårsdagen og jakten på den der musen oppi så. Nå er det veldig rotete her, altså.
Det går veldig bra.
Hello, Rob.
The Sleeping Beauty.
The Sleepy Beauty.
I
So
hope
let's
it
go.
works.
So let's just go and plug him into the charger, and
See if it works.
if he doesn't work, he's fired.
No,
Hey, Freya.
we can't give him up. He's a really good
Look, your best friend's here.
friend. I'll try. So I put this there to protect him, and then
And then you need to plug it in.
yeah, and we have to hide the cable so he doesn't cut the cable if he
It
works.
goes under the
Take it over
The
there.
cable goes under the porch. And then we need to activate it.
Please work.
Ah, secret code. Oh, that's wrong.
Have to put this under so he doesn't cut the cable.
So it's telling us the battery is empty.
No surprise.
So whether he works or not, we do not know. Oh, it wants me to set the date.
Oh, Rob. Rob.
So Arne, while I set him up, do you want to do the formalities?
Yeah.
And we'll see, we'll let you know if he's working or not in a new update sometime.
So that's it for now. And if you like our videos, thumbs up. And if you are a subscriber, you should put on your notifications because then you won't miss an episode.
What time is it?
I don't know what time it is. Let me.
Do you have a, we need to put the time.
It's 14:32.
Okay.
And if you want to be a member, you can also be a member, and then you will see things you haven't seen before.
Yeah, members get emojis and badges and all sorts of fun things, plus shenanigans and I don't know what. So yeah.
Oh, you can't multitask.
I
you know.
can't
You can't
multitask.
talk
So thank you
and-
so much for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Work.
Work.
Please work. Oh my God. Come on.